Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Adu. The news is also live on Kesmi 107.1 FM and across the world at 3news.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Thirteen out of 24 presidential aspirants cleared to contest 2024 polls. We'll bring you details, who qualified, who was taken out. Also, former Supreme Court Justice William Atuguba describes Electoral Commission's rejection of audit demands as dictatorial. Why? Details shortly. Also, coming up later, 6 civil society groups sue government and Speaker of Parliament over law allowing mining in forest reserves. And much later, exciting opportunities await patrons of 3rd edition of 3FM Afro Connect this weekend. Thank you very much for joining us today. Let's start from here. And 13 presidential nominees have been cleared to contest the 2024 polls. Key names disqualified by the Electoral Commission includes PNC's Bernard Mona and the Progressive People's Party's Kofi Asamoah-Sian. Let's run you through details of a statement issued by the Electoral Commission. Judith Brown has that for us. She joins us live in the studio. Judith, what more do we know from the statement?
Well, according to the statement, we know that about 13 of the candidates, of course, have been cleared to contest the presidential elections. And I'm going to name them for you. The first person is, of course, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia of the New Patriotic Party, followed by John Dramani Mahama of the National Democratic Congress. Then we have Alan Kojo Tremanting. He is an independent candidate, of course, yes. The Butterfly Party. Then we have Christian Kwabna Andrews. He is a from the Ghana Union Movement. Daniel Augustus Lati Jr., Great Consolidated Popular Party. And then George Chumberima Edu, who is an independent candidate. Nana Kwame Bediako, who is also an independent candidate, the New Force, Cheddar, as he's popularly called. We also have Ekia Donko from the Ghana Freedom Party. She's also passed. Hassan Abdullahi Ayariga from the All People's Congress. Kofi Akpalu of the Liberal Party of Ghana. Mohamed Frimpong of the National Democratic Party, the Nana Akosua Frimpoma of the Convention People's Party, and lastly Kofi Kranting, who is an independent candidate. But let me run you through the number of persons.
Quite interesting, yes.
Yeah.
Who
didn't make it, and we know that there are some really popular names. We know that 24 of them filed, and so if 13 have passed, then 12 of them have been dropped. And amongst them, we have Samuel Appiah Dankwa. He's an independent candidate. Kofi Kranting, also independent. Janet Nabla, yes, a very popular name. She's also an independent candidate. She has been dropped. We have Desmond Abrefa, also an independent candidate. Nana Ajipong Stevens, also independent. Then we have Bernard Mona. Yes, of the PNC, and we know that there's already an issue with that party. David Passera is contesting the results of the flag bearer elections, and so yes, we are yet to see really what will happen. But for now, they have not been allowed; they have been disqualified. We also have Paul Perko, who is also an independent candidate, also disqualified. James Apon, also independent. John Enyonan Pikpi, who is of the PAG party. Samuel Sapong Ankra, an independent candidate. Ni Amudaku, also independent, and lastly Kofi Asamoah-Sian, who is of the PPP, also disqualified.
So if you're just listening to us or joining us, the breaking news coming in is that the Electoral Commission has cleared 13 out of the 24 presidential aspirants who filed their nominations to contest in this year's general election, and 12 were disqualified. Among the 12 disqualified include Janet Nabla, formerly of the PNC, I believe, and also Bernard Mona of the PNC, and the other ones who have been cleared, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, former President John Mahama. Cheddar is also on. Ekia Donko is on. George, yes, she's promising cars. I heard somebody say that we'll get a car, and now that she's been cleared. George Chumberima Edu also have been cleared. You will get the full list, as you heard Judith mention, on our website, 3news. breakingnews.com, as well as those who could not make it. Let's speak very quickly to Janet Snabla, an independent candidate, left the PNC and was also disqualified. Good afternoon to you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
How do you react to your disqualification?
I am so sad. Today is a sad day for the people of Ghana. The Electoral Commission is one of the organizations that I think that the time has come for Ghanaians to come together to campaign and make sure that all those in Electoral Commission, they have we remove them. Because these are people who are not just, they are not truthful, they are not transparent, and their work is not for Ghanaians. They do things for their own personal whims and caprices. And the most disgraceful of them all is Jane Mensah. Jane Mensah cannot lead Ghanaians into election 2024.
Most disgraceful of them all, you say?
I'm saying this. Jane Mensah cannot send Ghanaians to election 2024 and there will be credibility in our election.
Why do you say that? These are really harsh, serious comments.
He's the commissioner and he's the most dishonest person, incredible person that I can ever get hold of. Because being disqualified, Janet being disqualified in the thing, it's a disgrace not only to Jane Mensah, but to the entire Electoral Commission and all those who work there.
Are you not talking?
They have connived. I'm telling you, I said it is a connivance. It's a disgrace that a woman will be so jealous of her colleague woman, trying to travail, that at the end of the day, he connived with men to bring me down. Jane Mensah did this because, no, he did it with a reason. Jane Mensah is aware that when they look into the polls, the Ghanaian public are looking for change. And when they are looking for change, they don't look for any change. They are tired with the male thing that have not been able to bring any impact in our country. And because the PMP, we have been going around campaigning, and then other political parties have even stolen our policies, and we came out to say it. They sat down and they look at the one who is the strongest and can bring an impact in this year's election.
So, Madam Nabla,
I am disappointed at the Electoral Commission, and I think that let's call for the dissolution of the Electoral Commission.
Oh, okay. And you're saying that Jane Mensah disqualified you because she's jealous of you?
Jealous, very jealous. Ukura, very jealous. Somebody who is not fighting for women. Someone who doesn't care about her colleague women. Someone when he sees that. But look at the qualification of those women who are contesting. I have a master's degree in health service administration. If not somebody who is a jealous person, why will he not look at it? Look at the women that were contesting. Look at the women that came out to contest. I am the only person with a master's degree. Take the list in the poll. So it is a disgrace that Jane Mensah and his misogynistic Electoral Commission will do this. Posterity will have them to death. But I will report them. There won't be any agency in this country that I will not report them to. And at the end of the day, I will go to the Supreme Court to fight them. Because whatever they are accusing me of, they've not told me anything. They did not even have the courtesy of calling me to tell me that this is what we have done.
What is
a disgrace? And they cannot be able to give us any credible election in 2024.
What is the Electoral Commission accusing you of, as you say?
They never even accused me of anything. Because you see the people that they have asked that they have qualified them. Those people make mistakes. When I say mistakes, mountainous mistakes. That is the reason why I'm calling on the international body to bring in an international forensic auditor to audit all our forms. And you will see one day. The people they have decided to pass. Those people have made mistakes. I was there when those people came to correct mistakes. Some of them have come 4 days to correct mistakes. But when we brought ours, it was just some few people that could not put their polling station name, and they asked us to look correctly. We looked correctly the same day. But these people I'm talking about, some of them 5 days they didn't finish. And they have qualified them and asked them to go. But we those that did the right thing and brought it, they've decided to disqualify me.
So what you're saying is that you're going to the Supreme Court to challenge this, and you're doing that immediately?
I am saying that election 2024, I will go to the Supreme Court to put an injunction in this misogynistic list that he has brought out, because this list goes on to show that they are so scared of women who are vociferous, women who comes out and want to do the right thing. Oh, the electoral commission is not happy about women who speak the truth. They are not happy about women who comes out to tell the truth about the truth policies about this country. They want people who copy from internet to come and say that they want to put these policies on us.
So,
those policies
Madam,
the electoral commission went ahead and passed those people, and the one who is an indigenous person and is bringing in our culture and our indigenous way of solving problems. Electoral commission disqualified him.
So, Madam Nabla, I just want us to have a conversation. This challenge or this injunction you intend to put on the election 2024, when do you intend to do that? Immediately?
I am intended to do it Monday, early in the morning. I will put an injunction on the edition commission.
Are you not?
Look, if they think that they can. I told you that the reason why electoral commission did this to me, it's not because I've done anything. They are just looking at how to reduce the list.
Madam, Monday is a holiday.
I'm a head of a political party. They did that to me because I'm a woman.
Monday is a holiday.
If Monday is a holiday, the following day is Tuesday. It will still come.
It sounds obvious that you're very bitter about what has just happened. Are you not talking this way because you're obviously bitter about it? Are you not making all these allegations, which you haven't provided evidence for anyway?
I am not making allegations.
You said
I am saying it with my full chest. The electoral commission is the most dishonest institution that we can ever get hold of in this country. And whatever they have done to me have been done in dishonesty. And today I stand here to tell you that all those who are part of this decision making, in one way or another, they will all get this honest way of. People will apply it even 10 times to all of them. I'm telling you that they have dishonestly removed me. And they did it because maybe they've been paid to do that. Maybe they've been paid to do that. They have seen the post and they have seen the threat that I am. And then they did whatever they have done.
Threats? What kind of threats?
I'm a threat. I'm a threat because when there are so-called people that they love come out with messages, and my messages are able to surpass them, it pains them so much that maybe they have been bribed to remove my name from the list.
I want us to conclude. I want us to wrap up this conversation, but I want to ask you my last question. We also do understand that, yes, you're making claims that there were certain individuals who made monumental, quote-unquote, mistakes, but they were passed and you were not. You left, we understand that you left certain spaces blank, your age, your former school, among others, and I believe the Electoral Commission wanted to ensure that the forms were filled accurately.
It is not true. It is not true. I kept my age there, 45. It's there. I kept my age there. My age was kept on the list. But that is why they said we should listen. When they asked me to come and make the corrections, they never even added that. Do you know that on Saturdays, they even made people to come and do corrections on Saturday? So how can my age be a reason why they will disqualify me? You ask them. I am saying that this is an orchestrated plan by Electoral Commission, by some paymasters that have paid Electoral Commission to do whatever they are doing. It is not about me leaving my age. The Electoral Commission has been a disgrace. They've been helping people to be misogynistic, try to pull the women down when possible. That's what they have been doing.
We'll have to end it here. Thank you very much, Janet Nabla. She was formerly with the PNC, but left and went on to file nomination with the PNP, kind of independent candidate going into this year's general election. You're still here on the Midday News on Afro FM 92.7. Like I told you, you will get the list of individuals who have been passed by the Electoral Commission to contest in this year's general election. Among them, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia of the New Patriotic Party, John Dramani Mahama of the Opposition National Democratic Congress, Alan Kwadwo Chairman Ting, George Chumberime Adu, Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar, Hassan Ayariga, Ekuyadonko, among others. Go to shrenews.com for more news and the details of the list, including those who were disqualified. It's some 14 minutes past the hour of 12. This is the Midday News on Shri FM. When we come back, we'll bring you the information on what exactly Justice Atuguba is saying, among others. Don't go away.
Big money, money, money. Want more money, more moolah, more kudi, more sika, or more l'argent?
Yes.
Then win more moolah with 30 Ghana Cedis free credits when you play Game Park's Pick 1 and Pick 4 games for the first time.
How?
Just dial *946# or visit the nearest Game Park agent to play, get your first bet, and win on us with a 30 Ghana Cedi welcome bonus.
Oh, yes. It's all about the moolah.
Win more moolah with Game Park today. Go to GameParkGames.com for more information. Game Park is licensed by the NLA. Play responsibly. Not suitable persons under 18 years.
Everyone is running to Bills. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes with acquiring any of our loan facilities. For whoever you are and whatever you're doing, Bills has a product for you. No susu, no deposits. All you need is your Ghana card. Call 0302-200-390 or 0596-928-33 today and live a bill-free life. Bills Microcredit is licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
And you're still here on the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. Thank you for staying. We stay on election-related issues because in a significant move ahead of the 2024 presidential election, Alan John Kwejo Tremanting, leader and flag bearer of the Movement for Change, has officially unveiled his running mate, lawyer and former entertainer Kwame Owusu-Danso. Alan Tremanting, addressing the press, emphasized that the selection of Kwame Owusu-Danso aligns with his commitment towards building the nations through the youth. Noble Crosby Annan is at that press conference. He joins us live on the line. Noble, just tell us more about this event.
Right, so Alan Tremanting, while submitting his nomination forms or filing his nomination forms, mentioned the name of Kwame Owusu-Danso as his running mate going into the elections. Well, today was the day for the official unveiling, if you like. It happened here at the press center. It happened about a few minutes ago in a very condensed atmosphere full of supporters of the Movement for Change. We also had supporters of the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, made up of other political parties or political groups who have come to join the Movement of Change to champion their cause for election 2024. Well, Alan Tremanting, while mentioning the name or unveiling the name of Kwame Owusu-Danso, noted that it is in line with his vision of building Ghana using the youth, just like he has emphasized a couple of times before that the 2024 elections will be won based on the involvement of the youth in politics. And he has chosen somebody who is young at heart. The person of young at heart, well, also demonstrably young, in the person of Kwame Owusu-Danso. That is what happened here. Kwame Owusu-Danso also, while accepting the nomination, was pleased that his name has been mentioned. He said he is not a novice in the political arena of the country. He has first-hand information or experience about the struggles that the youth in Ghana are making, and is very committed to ensuring that the Alan Tremanting Kwame KOD ticket brings victory to the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, or the Movement for Change.
Thank you very much, Noble Crosby. And now a former Justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana, William Atoguba, has described as problematic politically affiliated appointments into state institutions that are supposed to remain neutral. Speaking exclusively on Ghana Tonight about whether or not there should be a forensic audit of the voters' register, Justice William Atoguba, retired, explained that the position taken by the Electoral Commission not to heed calls for an audit is dictatorial.
That looks very absurd to me, and I don't intend to be abusive, but to make the point very forcefully, I think it's dictatorial to take that posture because the Constitution gives them the power, but that power is circumscribed by other provisions of the Constitution. Is that proper education? Just to tell people who have pointed out grievances, which you have acknowledged exist, and then after that you say that's the end. We've effected the correction. You have not seen them, and that's the end of it. Is that proper education of the people on the electoral process and its purpose? I mean, to have blind trust in the mere ipse dixit of the Electoral Commission. I say, because that said so, that's the end. That's a dictatorial posture to take. And for me, others can have their views, but looking at this constitution in the round, that kind of situation is entirely outside the boundaries of the constitutional order put in place. Nobody, and I want to emphasize, nobody has absolute power that detracts from the welfare and interests of the people under this constitution. That's a central requirement. And I'm sorry, in Africa, and particularly in this country over the years, people just look at power in absolute terms. I'm sorry. You look at the power conferred, you look at all the other coexisting provisions. They are relevant to the exercise of your power.
And you had the retired Supreme Court Justice William Tuguba. Should there be a forensic audit of the voters' register or not? We were out on the streets last night and randomly spoke to a number of you, and this is what you had to say.
It should be done, not even politicizing this. It's a sign of transparency to the registered voter who is going to vote. And the brouhaha arising really means that there is something wrong somewhere. Our elders say there is no smoke without fire.
An EC official came out and he said in 2016 we had trees and plants, animals in the voters' registration or the voters' register, and the NDC didn't come out for any auditing. I think we shouldn't relate this to any political thing, because this issue is something that is trending and Ghanaians are really interested in it. And if the EC doesn't audit the voters' register, it means Ghanaians are losing trust and credibility that we have in the EC.
Honestly, I don't care. I mean, those in charge should just come together and do the right thing. Whatever that may be, they should just come together and do the right thing. But then again, were they just fired or was something else done to them? Because if it's just firing them, then I think people will continue to take the law into their own hands and then do some of these things. So if there are harsher punishments, maybe it would deter others from doing that.
Your voice is there. You're still here on the Midday News on 3FM and 92.7. Some 22 minutes past the hour of 12. Let's just move a little bit away from the voters' register. 6 civil society groups and an individual have sued the government and the Speaker of Parliament over legislative instrument LI 2462 that permits mining in forest reserves. The plaintiffs, among others, want the court to declare the LI illegal and subsequently repeal it. Grace Hamwajiman is at that program. She joins us live on the line. Grace, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so Beatrice, the LI 2462 was passed in November 2022, but there was no news of it until November 2023. That is why the CSOs are describing it as a bad law, which allows for mining in forest reserves and other water bodies. There was an old law that allowed for a 2% maximum mining, but this new law does not put any form of restriction on mining. And so as soon as the President's permit or the Minerals Commission allows licensing, then mining happens in these water bodies or forest reserves, which are also classified as globally diverse areas. And so these groups, Arocha Ghana, Chopendors, Eco-Conscious Citizens, and others are saying that they want the law courts to declare this LI unconstitutional and then subsequently repeal it. We can listen to the Deputy National Coordinator of Arocha Ghana, Darobosu, who addressed the press some minutes ago.
We contend that the said LI 2462 is inconsistent with the Minerals and Mining Act 2006, Act 703, and the Forest Act 1927, Cap 157, which expressly prohibits the granting of mineral rights in forest reserves. Additionally, the LI is a bad law. It contradicts Ghana's progressive framework for natural resource management for the last 25 years, and it erodes protection for forest reserves in Ghana. We are also seeking asking the High Court to grant an interlocutory injunction to halt the issuance of any further permits or licenses under the disputed LI 2462 regulations allowing mining activities in forest reserves. We are also asking to restrain any person or entity holding such licenses from carrying out mining activities in forest reserves. And then thirdly, to prevent the exercise of any presidential powers.
And Heather Daruboso, he's the spokesperson for the CSOs that are suing the government and the Speaker of Parliament. He's also the national coordinator for Arocha Ghana. Yesterday on the Midday News on Sri FM 92.7, 25 minutes past the hour of 12. When we come back, we'll tell you why staff members of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company and the Water River Authority are protesting. Don't go away.
Big money, money, money. Want more money, more moolah, more kudi, more sika, or more l'argent?
Yes.
Then win more moolah with 30 Ghana Cedis free credits when you play Game Park's Pick 1 and Pick 4 games for the first time.
How?
Just dial *946# or visit the nearest Game Park agent to play, get your first bet, and win on us with a 30 Ghana Cedi welcome bonus.
Oh, yes. It's all about the moolah.
Win more moolah with Game Park today. Go to GameParkGames.com for more information. Game Park is licensed by the NLA. Play responsibly. Not suitable persons under 18 years.
And you're still here on the Midday News on Sri FM 92.7. Thank you for staying up. We head to the Northern Region where staff of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company and the Water River Authority are protesting against the merger bill which seeks to merge the two power distribution companies. And we promise to bring you more of this in our subsequent bulletins. Before we go, the third edition of the 3FM Afro Connect promises an exciting opportunity for patrons to network and celebrate the rich tapestry of African music and cultures. Mark your calendars this Saturday, September 21 at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. AJ Sapon is head of events at Media General, and she gave us a gist of what to expect.
The 3FM Afro Connect has for the last 3 years left fun lovers, families, friends, and Africa as a whole mesmerized with its great showcase of diverse cultures and heritage. Powered by 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio, this year's edition will give business operators an opportunity to market their goods while enjoying the good rhythms of the continent's music. Family, friends, patrons, and jollof lovers will battle it out with the Jollof War.
Our winner for the Jollof War 3FM Afro Connect for the year 2023 is Sierra Leone!
The Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park is the destination where every action will take place and where wonder meets adventure and joy knows no bounds.
We're surrounded by French-speaking countries. We barely speak French, and it's just testament to how much, even though we're very similar as African people, we tend to be a little different as well, feel that we're different. So we wanted to bridge that gap with 3FM Afro Connect.
As excitement builds, enthusiasts and business owners are encouraged to secure their slots in advance to avoid missing this vibrant celebration of Africa unity and creativity.
Inviting everyone to join us at 3FM Afro Connect. Come and experience the history, the drama, the excitement, the food, the music, and most importantly, the people that make Africa alive.
This Saturday at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, expect nothing but utmost joy as the echoes of Africa come alive.
And you heard the head of events, Media General AJ Sapon, ending that news desk report about the 3FM Afro Connect, the third edition, tomorrow, Saturday, September 21, at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. Remember, it starts from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Make a date and join us there. And that's how we end the news here on Sri FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Adu. Thank you very much for joining us today. Log on to srinews.com for more news. Have a good afternoon.
FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. 3FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to Business Daily on 3FM 92.7. Coming up this hour, Bank of Ghana finalizes climate risk and outsourcing directives after stakeholder input to strengthen environmental, social and governance practices for banks. We'll hear from Governor Dr. Ernest Addison.
Governance practices to assess the effectiveness of their governance framework. The exercise is ongoing and aims at ensuring full compliance to regulatory requirements such as the corporate governance and
also, Social Enterprise Ghana calls for 20% of government spending to be allocated to social enterprises. Plus, accounting and auditing firm KPMG Ghana recommends advisory boards for small and private-owned businesses. I am Michael Ogbodu. Details coming up shortly. Please stay. Thank you so much for your time. Straight into our top story. And the Bank of Ghana is set to publish its climate-related financial risk and outsourcing directives after receiving feedback from stakeholders, including the Ghana Association of Banks. Governor Dr. Ernest Addison announced that the final version will be made available on the central bank's website soon as part of ongoing efforts to strengthen ESG practices across the financial sector. The directive aims to enhance the banking sector's resilience to climate-related risk and improve governance in outsourcing practices.
The bank has published the climate-related financial risk and outsourcing directives as exposure drafts to solicit input and feedback from stakeholders, including the Association of Banks. These exposure drafts are currently being finalized, incorporating comments from the industry, and we hope to see them soon published on our website. The bank's policy direction going forward will include the development and publication of the following policy papers, which are at different stages of review and completion. They include the Large Exposure Directive, the Concentration Risk Directive, the Liquidity Directive, the Related Parties and Intragroup Directive, the Bank Assurance Directive, Stress Test Guidance Notes, Interest Rate Risk in Banking Book Directive, and the Prudential Treatment of Sovereign Exposure Directive, which is novel.
So that was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, speaking there. Now, the Social Enterprise Ghana, a civil society organization, is urging the government to allocate 20% of its total expenditure to support social enterprises in the country. The organization argues that directing a portion of the government's over $40 billion budget towards social enterprises will significantly empower its over 300,000 members while boosting the economy and benefiting the environment. Speaking at a policy dialogue, Executive Director of Social Enterprise Ghana, Edwin Zu Kujo, emphasized the urgent need for government support to drive the growth of social enterprises across the country.
Our request is based on data, based on the magnitude of procurement that government makes on annual basis. More than $20 billion. And if we are saying that 20% of that goes to businesses that are owned and led by persons with disability, businesses that are owned by young people or the general social enterprises, we believe that that is just a small beginning, something that government is able and capable of achieving. So we do not have any qualms about government's ability and capacity to deliver on that capacity. So that is our major request based on the evidence gathered in terms of government's procurement in the area of social businesses.
Edwin Kujo is the Executive Director of the Social Enterprise Ghana. Away from that, auditing firm KPMG Ghana has highlighted the importance of privately owned and small businesses in the country establishing advisory boards to help drive their growth. KPMG noted that many businesses in Ghana are run by sole proprietors without formal boards, a structure that could hinder their expansion and long-term sustainability. Speaking at a stakeholder event organized by the Ghana Association of Restructuring and Insolvency Advisors, Garia, Andrew Akoto, partner and head of advisory at KPMG, stressed the need for businesses to leverage external expertise to navigate the current economic challenges.
Especially a number of the smaller entities might find the notion of having boards in place a bit onerous. But at the very least, have an advisory board. An advisory board would, by extension, be comprised of persons that you can always check back in, use them as a sounding board, experienced people. However, a number of businesses don't believe that anybody else can give them any different perspective. In fact, a good principle of corporate governance is to have some diversity, even in terms of the composition, to bring various perspectives, let alone a small business concern. You cannot be able to diagnose and deal with all the issues on your own. You need experienced hands. You need people with exposure to other matters within your business environment to help you make incisive decisions in terms of progressing your business agenda and fine-tuning your operating model.
So that was Andrew Akoto, his partner and head of advisory at KPMG. Now, the Ghana Association of Restructuring and Insolvency Advisors, GARIA, has advised businesses to seek professional assistance at the first signs of financial distress to prevent the risk of liquidation. Speaking at a stakeholder event, Divine Akotia, corporate governance lead at GARIA, stated that early intervention can help businesses address operational challenges and avoid insolvency.
We are at a situation where business have a lot of challenges, and it will be difficult for companies to even come out and tell you we are facing challenges. So, but we are encouraging them. Once you see the early signs of distress, please come to Garia. We have the men to help turn the businesses around and shape up the business atmosphere. So it will be difficult, yes, as I said, for them to come and say we are distressed. You know, it's a term many businesses don't want to, but actually they are going through distress situations. So we pray that companies will come up, see Garia as their friend, then we see how best we can turn businesses around, because that is all that Garia is meant for. We don't want companies to get into liquidation. We want them to come up first. We do the business turnaround. There are the SIRA Act and other things are all backing companies to take the best advantage out of it. So companies should feel free to come up.
That was Divine Akotia. He's the corporate governance lead at the Ghana Association of Restructuring and Insolvency Advisors, GARIA. But before we leave you now, the president of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Kofi Adumakon, has called for calm as the 2024 election approaches, warning that the nation's fragile financial sector could be at risk. He stressed that the politics of the season could not undermine the economy, or urging all stakeholders to prioritize actions that ensure the long-term sustainability of the country's financial environment.
We do a lot of trade with partners who deal with people who do business in that area. And logistics becomes a problem, freight becomes a problem, costs go up. We import inflation into the country. We are dealing with it. It means it affects interest rates and all of that. So we still have some challenges. We have an election coming on in the next few weeks or 2 months away. Election coming up, people must remain very calm. We are nurturing a very fragile financial environment. Okay, we've gone through a lot over the last 2 years, and we need to make sure that the politics of the country doesn't kill the economics of the country, because it's from the economics that we all stand together and say we are Ghanaian. So we need to temper tensions down. We need to make sure that whatever we do in the interest of Ghana, and make sure we have a sustainable economy.
So here that John Kofi Adumakwe is president of the Ghana Association of Banks, bringing an end to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7. For more business stories, please check out our website. It's 3news.com/business. I am Michael Ogbodu. Thank you for listening. As always, please stay safe.